Hey everybody, Jeff M. here with you at First Tennessee Park. Welcome back to the ballpark for another edition of Rounding Third as we approach the 2017 season. And today we catch up with a guy who plays third base, Matt Chapman, one of the top prospects for the A's. Sounds fans got to see him for the final couple of weeks last year, including the postseason, after a strong campaign at Double-A. And Matt, already out in Arizona, preparing for the 2017 season, along with a handful, and I say that in air quotes, a lot of guys are already out there getting ready. So this is like pre-spring training, spring training?
Yeah, it is. You know, everybody's kind of coming out, getting their living arrangements taken care of, showing up to the field, getting their equipment, and just, it's good to be early, you know, show your face a little bit, get acclimated, and you know, things start picking up pretty quick, so it's nice to, you know, kind of be out there and be settled before it starts going pretty fast, you know.
You probably get asked this a lot by folks who maybe don't know all of the inner workings of the game. What is the offseason like for you? I mean, the Sounds and you ended the season last year on September 11th with that heartbreaking playoff loss to Oklahoma City in just one of the craziest games you could imagine. So take us from that to now. When do you work out? How long do you really take off during the off season, and when do you kind of crank it back up again?
My first real full off season, my first off season I had instructs, and my second off season unfortunately went through the wrist surgery. So this was kind of the longest span I've ever had away from the game. So it was kind of a learning experience for me too, trying to learn how to, you know, build strength but not burn it at both ends, you know, kind of be prepared but still be fresh for season. So when we got back, by the way, that game was heartbreaking. What a crazy game.
Unbelievable.
So I got home on September 12th and took till October 11th, you know, completely off, just relaxed, kicked back, you know, and spent some time with my friends, family, enjoyed that. And then started weightlifting from October until still going now. And then I picked up the baseball stuff in December. Everything was Monday through Friday, so lifting weights Monday through Friday. Once I started hitting, gradually built that up. But you know, you still had time to take some trips, still had time to get away from the game, and had fun while still preparing, and you know, kept the ultimate goal in mind. So it was a great off season. I had time to prepare, get my body right, get healthy, and also, you know, get away from the game, which is, you know, equally as important. Need a balance.
Thinking about spring training, you had time in big league camp last year and performed really well. How much do you think that will help going into this year now that you are that much closer to getting to the big leagues?
So it's always good to get that experience under your belt. I was definitely pretty nervous last year, not really knowing too many guys, being young, only being in one spring training. So it was definitely nerve-wracking. It's good to, you know, get that experience, so now when I go in there, I kind of know what to expect. You know, the goal stays the same. Nothing really changes. You know, show up, work hard, and, you know, see what happens. But it's nice to know some guys and feel more comfortable talking to guys and kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. The more experience you can get, the better.
Are you a numbers guy? Do you try to put sort of mental goals in place in different categories of what you might like to hit during a season?
No. The numbers for me is, you're always chasing something. Then, you know, if something doesn't go your way, or things might, you know, not go the right way, and now you're trying harder to get to this number. For me, it's more so just show up every day, work hard, and kind of just, you know, be yourself and let it happen. Try to, you know, trust the process. And for me, it's go up there and try and take good, consistent at-bats, not trying to do too much, trying to just stay within.
As we tape this in mid-February, there's a ton that can still happen before the start of April and the start of the season. But as of now, I think it's safe to say you seem slotted to come back to Nashville. Do you try to approach spring training as sort of a, hey, anything can happen, and sort of a, I want to make the decision hard for them, whatever the decision has to be?
Of course, you want to go in there and show them exactly what you've been working hard all off season, and I feel that, you know, I prepared as hard as I could, and I became a better player this offseason and took care of some things that I think I needed to work on for adjustments. So obviously a lot of those things are out of my control, but for me, it's just go in there, work as hard as I can, and let the chips fall where they may.
At this time of year, so many different sites and publications come out with their predictions and their rankings and their sort of preseason awards. I don't know how much you really care about that specifically, but you were noted the other day by MLB Pipeline as sort of a minor league Gold Glove candidate, basically saying you're one of the best defensive third basemen in the minor leagues, and scouts have raved about your defense. I'm curious, as a guy who's known so much for power at the plate, does acknowledgement of your defense at least make you a little bit more satisfied, knowing that you put so much time into that part of the game, and sometimes defense can be forgotten a little bit by the casual fan?
Any kind of awards and any kind of recognition is always appreciated. It makes you feel good that you're not the only one that feels that way. It's nice to see some hard work pay off, and obviously the proof is in the pudding. You got to go out there and produce and do what you do. So I try to stay away from the rankings and reading those things. I try to keep, my goals and stay focused and not try and let those outside distractions creep in or anything like that. But obviously they're out there and you see them, so it's always nice, and I'm definitely appreciative, of all the respect and things that I've gotten. It means a lot to me just because of the hard work.
It did note that at one time on the mound you threw 98. Is that pretty accurate, you think?
Yeah, I guess.
But I guess guys always, I think, like to joke. If they're a pitcher, they think they can hit. If they're a hitter, they joke about wanting to pitch. But it sounds like your time on the mound at least made some people kind of notice.
Definitely, I think I left a couple of the pitchers on our team pretty upset.
Well, Matt, thanks a lot for taking time. Obviously, we hope you're in the big leagues come April. But if you're in Nashville, we certainly won't complain about that. And best of luck with a good spring training. We'll see you soon.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys having me, and thanks for all the best wishes.
That's Matt Chapman. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Rounding Third.